his takedowns are good.
And remember how many times he took down Samir Shuncher. He had some really good arm drag to single legs against him, and he could do the same against Paulo Miyao,
Correct.
who's not known for his takedown defense.
And Bruno Celio managed to take down Paulo Miyao in the first round, right? So there is a gap out there. If Marangoni sees that gap, that could be the way.
So this has got 10 seconds left, and if my prediction and brother prediction is correct, one of them is going to pull guard really soon after the 1 minute mark.
Maybe they don't want to take advantage out of it to take down.
You can see his brother counting the seconds. There
Ooh.
we go. You could hear João Miyao counting the seconds. 3, 2, 1.
He managed.
And Gabriel stayed on bottom, which probably wasn't part of his plan. Wow, nice footlock attempt there by Gabriel. That was smooth.
That's good approach.
Could have used that to sweep, though. He was on top for a second. In fact, I think these guys all know that they're not going to tap from footlocks, but you can use a footlock to sweep.
For the sweep, yeah.
And that's what I thought he was doing.
Did you see the attack that Marangoni did? That was actually very smart.
It was super smooth.
He knew it. He was going to pass. Oops.
Oh,
what was that?
Paulo Miyao with the mount straight over the top. Wow, that was not expected.
I don't even know how they got that.
No, he just stepped over. I think Marangoni just slept on him for a second, and sometimes you're so concerned of your opponent passing a certain way. But see, you could see how Paulo does not insist on staying on top, Braulio.
It's 7-0 ready.
Yes.
It's like if the round finish like that, it's a 10-8. It's a big advantage to the match.
And Paulo has no quandaries with staying on bottom. That's where he's most comfortable.
And Marangoni starts so well. With a good strategy. He had a good strategy.
No, I really thought that footlock was his ticket to being on top.
You see when Marangoni wasn't even trying to take him down. Wait for 1 minute to click, and then he wants to jump down together with Paulo and go on top to get the 2 points. Being on the guard, which it was the best position he wanted to be.
Correct. That position Paulo Miyao has is one of the most difficult positions just to deal with, where you lace the armpit and just connect your hands under your own leg. It's a great setup for the omoplata, but it's a great way of just holding your opponent there. Like, it's not one of those things. It's not a very dynamic position for
you get stuck to yourself. I actually use this a lot, but not to get to the omoplata because it's very predictable, but to get the arm armor. That I squeeze the both shoulders together.
Yeah.
And get, on this case, Marangoni's left arm that would be in danger. I would put the forearm underneath of the chin like that, through it, and then push his neck away. Therefore, his shoulder would lift, and I'll bring the right
cut that corner for the arm bar. Yeah,
exactly.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, Marangoni looks like he was stalling, but he doesn't have a whole bunch of options there with your head down and with Paulo Miyao with a triangle locked on his back, and like high up his back too, not just slow on the back.
You cannot do much.
It looks, from the outside, it does look like Gabriel's the one stalling here, but in this case, Paulo's the one that is not creating anything and really, blocking the fight. Unless he can pull something off.
I thought the referee would be more restricted to 15 seconds stalling position.
Yeah, like I haven't refereed in a long time, Braulio, but like I'll be handing out those penalties left, right, and center.
Yeah, that's the best way to keep the fight going.
Thing is, if you're the
stand up, put them back up, stand up again.
Yeah. Thing is, you're the referee. You don't want to be the guy who disqualifies 2 people.
Especially
like you're gonna get so much flack.
Yeah. I know, but
you don't want to be that guy. But you got to do what you got to do. At the end of the day, you're a professional, and your job is to. Yeah, there we go. You got to do your job. And that's Chico Mendes giving both of them penalties. Totally justified.
But like you said, in fairness, what could Marangoni do?
No, I really feel that. I was just thinking that. I just said it. I feel that Marangoni has a better case against not stalling than Paulo Miyao does. Because it's not easy to move when your head is down like that. He had Paulo Miyao was training like a few days after that Moscow tournament.
Can't believe that.
Yeah, we were talking about it. We were joking in the van on the way back to the hotel. Like, let's just for fun ask Paulo Miyao to train tomorrow. See what he says. Let's see if he backs down from training tomorrow morning. And we ended up not asking that question. But I heard that it was like a day later, a couple days later, he was with a broken foot back on the mass training.
Man, those guys are machine. That's not by accident they get as good as they get like that. Good attempt of the triangle though there by Marangoni.
Round one won by Paulo Miyao.
See the tactics. 8 seconds. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see what happens. See, he's on this.
And once again, you can hear João Miyao counting.
On the dot.
Counting for his brother. See, the reason they don't want to... let me explain why they get back up after they guard pull. Because if one of them comes up, the one who comes up is awarded a point versus staying on the ground. So if you double guard pull and you take the initiative to come up, you're rewarded. So basically what they're looking for is for a guard pull
That was a good point.
followed by your opponent staying down, not coming up.
That
was 2 points.
That's what I was
Paulo
going to do
Miyao.
if I was him.
Yeah, because you have to use that against your opponent at some point. You know that he's going to sit. You might as well take that shot. Nice pass by Paulo Miyao. Tight.
What a pressure.
Yeah.
It shows that Paulo is much more sharp on those games. Did you see how quick he clicked on the timing?
Absolutely.
Three times
Absolutely.
down. On the fourth, he went up.
You know, that's something that if you're a lightweight, you need to train. When we do camps at my gym, I make my lightweight especially. If you're like 75 kilos and below, I make them practice this because it's a huge part of the game. You're just knowing when to pull guard and, preventing your opponent from scoring that advantage by come back up. And you can dislike the rules all you want. I don't think they're perfect, but at the end of the day, those are the rules we're competing under. So you got to learn how to use them.
Missed the back. It's 5-0 though.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to mind losing that top position or losing that dominant control. He's just, as long as he's in guard and he's not losing, he's very, very relaxed.
Especially when you're 5-0 and winning a 10-8 round. He's in a very good position right now.
So difficult to score points on someone like Paulo Miyao.
He's going to be the first one to get 2 belts of the ACBJJ if he wins tonight.
Which he very well may. He
would be completing 3 belts for the family.
Wow. And that's only because there's the above 65 kilo division.
We'll be on the 3rd of December in Moscow.
And, maybe João represent that heavier division that time. And then we have 4 belts in the family. Bet mom and dad are proud.
And the whole teammates. The pace of the fight is slowed down a little bit.
Paulo, where he feels most comfortable. I wonder.
Tough situation, right? Imagine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what would you do if you're Gabriel here? Like we were discussing strategies to beat him before, but there's a course that Estima locked that last tournament, which was the first time I saw someone actually break. Because Miyao's they get foot locked all the time. They get caught in toe holds all the time. I've never seen him hurt. That one time he was really injured and he still managed to keep going. So what's going through
disheartening,
Marangoni's
huh?
head now? Like, what do you do to beat this guy? I think the way is really score points on him early in the fight, and then make sure you stay ahead, and don't let this happen. Let him be in guard, because you're not going to establish side control on this guy.
What I got surprised that Marangoni didn't explore much of the takedowns. He didn't
Yeah.
go into this.
I
I
was-
thought that was going to be a good way, you know.
That
Because he
was
taken down by Bruno, Daniel,
he took down Shamir Chantre, and that's a much harder opponent to take down than Paulo Miyao. You know, and he was. You're right. He was not very
Maybe
active
he
with the
just
takedowns at the
accepted
beginning.
that he has to play that game of the God game.
Paulo Miyao in full black, Marangoni in black and gray rash guard.
It's a really bad situation here because when Marangoni couldn't take him down and he couldn't pass his guard, and when he pulls guard, he end up being mounted and passed. So
That was like one of the craziest passes.
It's-
It was
I
so.
don't even-
It's just
I-
kind of
it's
walked
too-
over
maybe too
Marangoni's
easy.
guard and landed in mount. It did look almost too easy. See, look at
That's
Paulo
2
Miyao
points,
now.
so-
Yeah, he gave 2 points away not to risk getting taken down. He is willing to lose this round because he know he won round first and second round, and and that still give him the win. The only way Gabriel Marangoni can beat him now is by submitting,
correct.
and not even a 10-8 will do it, because the first round was a 10-8. So, see, Paulo thought all that out in that 1 minute break he had. His brother's talking to his brother. So that's an intelligent competitor right there. He knows that the only thing he's got to worry about now is a submission. Nothing else bothers him.
When they train, they count even the little advantages and penalties when they fight each
Yeah.
other.
You know, like the thing I just thought that was a smart thing to do.
2 points.
It's 2.
Not yet.
Yeah, see, Gabriel's better off staying on bottom. I'm not coming up. If I would have him, I would have given him Miyao the
It's a good
2
way
points.
of defending the takedown. Do you see? That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Kick him in the chest. But you see, do you agree, bro? If I were Gabriel, I would have stayed on bottom and accept a sweep and just try to, beat him from there. And because from the top, it's just not likely to happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
But there's this whole side of jiu-jitsu that a lot of people don't like, the strategical aspect, and I get why people don't like it. But there's something to be said about someone that can think about all of that in a split second. It is certainly a skill that, a lot of people just don't have it. Being able to factor in everything that's going on, that would happen the first round, the second round, and what the third round is going to look like, and come up with a strategy on the spot that suits that situation.
I'm just trying to think what I would do if I was Gabriel, and I'm finding it very difficult. It's such a bad situation.
I would accept a sweep. He's better off trying something from the bottom. Nice leg drag there by Paulo.
2
He
points,
scores the
but
2.
Not accepting that point, right? Not with the leg drag right now.
Yeah, well, you get the 2 from the takedown for the sweep. Let's see if he gets the pass now.
Pressão, pressão, tá abrindo, pressão. Sprawl e pique, sprawl e pique. Se quiser ajudar com outra perna, isso, ajuda com outra perna aí, ó.
Yeah, he's gonna do the pass in the back.
Não é pra perder essas costas mais agora. Não perde as costas, Paulo.
Paulo attacking Marangoni from the turtle position. Score is even 2-2 with 2 minutes left. Paulo relentless on that back attack there. You'd see maybe Marangoni switching to a leg attack. Let's see if he manages.
This is the position that Miyao loves to get to go to the back, because he's already defended the knee bar right there with the left foot hooked on Marangoni's right knee. Can you see?
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
the foot is
he-
out there, the more you guys try to go to the
The more he pulls you in.
exactly.
It's a trap, right? You're really feeding that knee as a way to try to tempt your opponent to attack the leg. And as long as your foot is well placed, you can see Marangoni trying to peel it. That was slick by Marangoni. What he did, he peeled that foot. So now,
Now
he
he's
took
not
away
as
the
safe.
defense exactly. We were just talking
but
about.
the more he reaches, the more he gives the katagatame.
Yeah, that's a good point. You got to get a hold of that heel, the toes, and then really get
The left hand, Miao's left Miao hand on the neck is blocking Marangoni and gets in deeper for the knee. See the left hand by the neck,
Yeah.
and then the more his hand goes through, the more the chances to get the katagatame out there. This is one of my
Yeah,
favorite
Marangoni's.
techniques.
He's in a tough spot because he knows not only is he trying to block the pass, he's trying to attack the leg. But like you mentioned,
the
brother, the
Katagatame,
more
look.
he reaches for that leg, the more the Katagatame will be there. Katagatame for something for Japanese name for head and arm.
Title. This is my favorite position right now. I get that a lot.
Really?
Yeah. And it's not fun for the guy on the bottom.
Oh no, right there. A lot of times, I hate being stuck in the situations like that. Sometimes I think, you know what? I'm gonna bail and give the back now while I still have a chance.
Exactly.
Then
Because
way
if he
too
passes
long,
too much, it's too late.
it's over.
What if I was Marangoni? This is such a position. It's very dangerous. Like 4 seconds, there we go. He can handle that. That's there.
Into round 2. That's round 3. I'm sorry. That's it. Huge win for Paulo Miyao.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a winner, and your winner by points, Paulo Miyao!